Hi, I'm Laura Neroutso, and my capstone project is on communication is key, an assessment of outreach and communication to aid Alaskan tribes in solid waste management efforts. I conducted my research at the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, Region 10, with the Tribal Waste Program. Just going into my background, there are around 260 tribes in Alaska, and 90% of the Alaskan tribes have waste disposal dump sites in their communities, and many of these dumps being unlined and unfenced. Many of the tribes are remote and off-road systems, making it hard to transport waste out of the communities, creating severe environmental and health impacts. The EPA provides outreach resources to support tribes and their waste management efforts, but due to the remoteness of the tribes, the amount of tribes in the area, and limited access, there's a need for research on effective communication and resources, which leads me to my two research questions. What type of outreach resources could the EPA further provide for Alaskan tribes to help them improve their waste management practices? And what form of communication are useful in helping Alaskan tribes improve their waste management practices? I collected my data to answer my research question through three avenues: through interviews with federal employees, interviews with external contacts, including state, tribal organizations, and tribe members, and analyzing EPA environmental and tribal plans, ETEPs, which was submitted by each tribe to the EPA about environmental problems that the tribe was facing. This leads me to my data. So, 74% of ETEPs outlined waste management education outreach as one of their top priorities, which solidifies the need for this research. 80% of the interviewees detailed a form of communication that was lacking is face-to-face interaction with tribes between the EPA employees and tribes. When asked if baseline information and resource guide of waste management will be useful, 66% said yes, which can be seen in the pie chart in the middle of the poster. When asked about the types of resources the EPA provides to Alaskan tribes, interviews highlight a range of resources. As you can see from the graph, the EPA is providing a significant amount of resources to tribes, such as trainings, technical resources, their website, webinars, IGAP support, and the tribal newsletter. After conducting my data collection, I found that the form of communication that was lacking was face-to-face interaction with tribes. The form of communication is significantly hard to implement due to the challenges such as lack of travel budget, distance between Seattle and Alaska, lack of staff, and many tribes are off the road system. Outreach resources were also seen as a top priority of tribes, and the EPA is providing a significant amount of resources, but they're spread out over many different communication avenues. Part of my internship was to understand and provide recommendations to the EPA from the findings, which led me to my broader implications and the program suggestions. To create more face-to-face communication for tribes, a program that could be implemented is a mentorship program between tribes. Tribes who have solid waste management success can be a resource and mentor to other tribes. This program creates more face-to-face communication for tribes while also combating the challenge of implementation. The next program that I'm recommending is a baseline waste management guide. The guide would be for solid waste workers that are new to their position, that have all information and resources provided by the EPA and other organizations. This would collect all the resources provided by the EPA into one guide to help them keep all the information in one place for tribes. Thank you so much, and I'd like to acknowledge Angel and Teresa, my internship mentors at the EPA, Professor Christy Strauss, my faculty advisor, my parents for their constant support, and my amazing friends for supporting me through the capstone process. Thanks again.